Hello friends. Time for chat and coffee. Yeah, one of my favorite things to do. Well, walks and talks are definitely top there, but then coffee and chats are also quite amazing. So let's dive in. Okay. Alright. The video is kind of unplanned. It's not something I initially thought I will be talking about, but I kind of had that desire or impulse to talk a little bit about, my life, where I'm at now. I wanted to share this with lots of my friends and my family, maybe some new people that will come by to my new channel, and hopefully inspire a little bit with my story, give you a sense of hope. Let's begin, shall we? I guess let's start at the almost very beginning. At the age of 20, I moved to US, particularly to New York City. I moved in beginning of December 2013. So I moved with my family. That was a big change. A change that, my entire family have been waiting for many years. It took us about 12 years to get everything in order and finally be able to move to United States of America. It was always a dream for me, for my mom. So moved to US at age of 20, started to find my way around. Of course, I have support of my parents and I'm just figuring out what I want to do. I'm young and I love art, I love all these things. I'm thinking, what can I do? And long story short, I ended up going to two colleges. One was like community college and the other one was city college, and that's essentially where I ended up studying architecture for 5 years. It was lots of fun. I met a lot of cool and amazing and interesting people. As I was studying, I was also working. I was slowly getting my life together. I worked at a construction company for the most time that I was in university. Did a lot of construction, BIM related work. Kind of like end of 2022, I thought that I really wanted to change. So essentially I spent 8 years on schooling, studying, and yeah, from 20 to 28 essentially when I graduated, I started to feel like I wanted to try something else and was looking for more creative type of jobs. I thought, okay, maybe either architectural design or maybe interior design. At the very beginning of 2023, like January, I ended up getting an interior design job with an amazing designer. I can put her information down below for you guys if you're interested. It was more like one-on-one work and it was very interesting, insightful. It was a lot of learning for me as I've never really touched interior design so much. At that time, I also finally made my art an official thing. It was a very eventful year. I was very grateful and happy that I had an opportunity to potentially familiarize myself with interior design world and kind of this more creative aspect of architecture. I also got a car. It was my first big purchase at the time, and at that time I also moved in with my partner at the time. It's been a long time that we've been going and working towards it. Yeah, finally after 9 years we moved in together and it was great. It was exciting and I was very excited to renovate the place and get all the furniture, accessories, etc. It was like my personal little project, and I loved it. It was great. I've always liked photography, and I was thinking of other potential business ideas or things that I can do. One of them was real estate photography or potentially interior photography. So as I was working with interior designer, I started to learn a bit more about interior photography. We had photo shoots, and it was really great insight into how all of this works and comes together. I started to develop interest in that a little bit more, and I was thinking it could be very useful for me to get a real estate license. So I started working for that. The agent who helped us to get an apartment was a really nice guy, and I can also put his information for you guys if you are interested. And he actually referred me to his broker. They offered free real estate classes for me, and I was really excited. It was potentially, you know, a new beginning for me to try to realize myself in something else. As I was doing all these other things, I thought it could be very useful and interesting avenue to explore, considering my photography skills, some understanding of architecture, interior design, etc. I just didn't really realize how at the same time all these things were going on for me that I've kind of waited for and wanted to explore, and realize how I was not fulfilled, even though, you know, I had an opportunity to paint quite a lot. I had time for myself, ideas. I was always trying to hustle, but I felt quite empty in a way. I felt like I was still quite behind on a lot of things in life, and I felt like emotionally I was not as happy. This is not like a complaint by any means. I think I had a great life, and I think I, you know, had and still have a lot of great people that were around me at that time. They really made that part of my life very special. I'm very grateful to everyone that has been part of my life for these 10 years, you know, support and adventures that I've been through. It's great. It's amazing. I've traveled a lot, mostly in US, but it's just, it was great. I don't complain. I don't regret anything. But I think deep inside, I always knew maybe it's just not the life for me. But things like that, it's kind of hard to admit to yourself that, oh, you know, the life that you're living, and especially the life potentially that you dreamed about for so many years, is not quite for you. It's not easy to admit to yourself that everything you've worked for so far, all the time and effort that you've put into things, are not really working for you. We all just go through ups and downs in life, and that's normal, and you think, okay, it's just a certain down moment and everything will go up again and things will go better. And I always told myself I'm being ungrateful for not feeling the joy and happiness, and I always kind of blamed myself for not being able to feel that, because I do believe that a lot of joy and happiness that we experience comes from within. So I was kind of thinking, well, it's always me. I have this crazy brain that always is unhappy with something, that always wants more, that's never satisfied. I'm just always wanting more. Just told myself that it's me, and the life is great. I'm just not appreciating to the full potential. At that time, so it was last year, 2023, I was going to visit my family that still lives in Latvia. I ended up going for 3 weeks. At that time, I wasn't sure what was the best time to go. I wanted to go in the summer, but it wasn't really working out, so I thought maybe fall, it's a little bit less busy. Essentially in September, I went and visited my family. It was great. And then decided with my best friend that we wanted to go somewhere together, just two of us. We remembered that we actually had a friend, a close childhood friend that lives in Nice in France, and so we decided to visit her for 5 days. That's when things completely turned around for me. 5-day trip to France. That trip truly changed my life because I met someone special when I wasn't looking at all. I wasn't thinking about that, I wasn't really interested, but I think life had different plans for me. It was just friendly talks and conversations, and we hung out with a group of other friends. The friend that we essentially came to visit first of all. And that time I've never been to France, so it was the very first time I came. And it was right, essentially again, before my birthday, right before my 30th birthday. And you know, like there's this whole thing about, you know, each decade being like a new beginning, and a lot of people make such a big deal about turning 30, like that's it, your 20s are gone, terrible. And I was kind of, you know, getting a little anxious about it, feeling the pressure from around me, pressure for, you know, things I've wanted, like wanted to have kids, family, and good paying job or realize myself. And I felt like I wasn't really, you know, done with all of that. I was just starting, and here I am turning 30 and time is just slipping away. Sorry, I'm just kind of jumping a little bit, but visited friends, met this awesome person, and then went back to Latvia for a few days, and then back to US. I thought, okay, I can go back to my normal life. I think it just was not an option anymore. Things that I experienced were so drastic. It's like someone just hit you in the head and you suddenly woke up and realized that whatever you had before, worked for, built, wasn't relevant anymore. It didn't really matter. Here is an opportunity to potentially come and live in a completely different place, different country that is foreign to you, that's unknown, but also very beautiful, alluring, charming. And there's this person I met that I felt in a way I've never felt before. I guess to go back to a little timeline, so that's the end of September, and I came back, kept in touch with that person. We talked essentially every day, and I knew again that I couldn't just be the way I was anymore. It was just not an option. I ended up packing my stuff, moving back to my mom's place, and okay, at that time I was shocked and unsure and a bit uncertain and scared, and I ended up going back to France actually right after my birthday. So in November I turned big scary 30 and I went back to visit. It was a confirmation to me that yes, this is what I wanted. And I came back after that visit at the end, kind of mid-November, packed my bags, got rid of my car, and just moved 2 suitcases. It was kind of rough because there was just a lot of things that had to be done, had to be taken care of my whole life for the past 10 years. A lot of my artwork, a lot of things that I've acquired and invested throughout years, I had to essentially leave behind. I couldn't really take everything with me. I wasn't willing to spend huge sum of money to move all these things. I was moving to a small place here, and I knew there's no point even shipping all that stuff. Got rid of tons of things and consolidated most of my life into 2 suitcases and a backpack. Okay. Literally in 3 weeks I got everything sorted out and I moved here. I had no guarantees for anything. I was kind of just taking a leap of faith, jumping off the cliff, so to speak. I've never been that far away from my family, and it was a huge decision. I've moved multiple times before, but never on my own without the support of family. Oh god, it's harder than I thought, to be quite honest. It's like my only second YouTube video and I'm talking about personal things. Did I expect that to be just a piece of cake? Maybe, I don't know. I've never studied French, never thought about studying French or living in France, but here I was and am now. 3 months later. I know I'm still at a very beginning stages, but I don't regret moving here at all. Of course, there is so much more ahead, so much more unknown, and life kind of just started, but I know that I'm in a situation where I don't know the language, I don't have a job, and essentially I don't have, you know, support of my friends and family here. I have my partner, for whom I'm incredibly grateful for, but everything else is unknown. Currently, I am living in Nice. We are planning to move to a different part of France, and I'm planning to tell you guys definitely more about it and record the move, things around, whatever. I'll share as much as I can. You know, I just kind of started getting used to things here. I met some cool people here. You know, it's a new journey. I know I'm 30 now. Essentially, I feel like I don't have anything anymore. But in a sense, I think I'm so much more ahead because I feel happy. I feel that this is probably the life that might be just better for me. Nothing's certain in life. I think a lot of people have lives that they're not happy with and they're just scared to step back or just get out of whatever they're living because it's like, well, the life is not terrible, it's not bad, but it's not what you want. But it's so hard to admit to yourself that this is not what you want. And oftentimes a lot of people don't know exactly what they want. And in order to figure that out, you have to try a lot of things. And that takes a lot of courage, that takes a lot of change, a lot of discomfort. And not everybody wants to go through that, and that's okay. For me, the most important moral of this story and situation is just that there's always hope. Hope that life can give you most beautiful gifts. Life can give you so many new opportunities. You just have to take them. I think I never in a million years expected that I will throw everything that I worked for the past 10 years. I never thought that I would fall in love at age of 30 in a way that I've essentially never experienced before. I never thought I'll move to a country that would be so far from my family. I never thought I would ever have to learn another language just to get by, just to survive. Yeah, I never thought I'll be living and experience a whole different culture. Never knew that I will be potentially moving around even more, but here I am. And I have to say that I'm really excited, scared, a bit nervous, but really excited at the same time, because now I have faith. Faith in life, faith in the universe. I've always trusted the process. I've always trusted that universe or life has a bigger plan for me, something that maybe I was just not ready yet for. In the moments where we're down, or new problems come in, or challenges come in our lives, that's when we can experience the best changes of our life. That's where a lot of opportunities can come in. We just have to be brave enough to take those opportunities, go for them, experience life, experience new things, because really at the end of the day, this is what life is for. And if we always going to be scared of taking that step, if we will be scared of exploring new things, trying new things, then where's the joy and adventure? I think the process is always the most beautiful and the most rewarding in a way. I think it's not the result that usually brings us the greatest pleasure. It's the journey, it's the process, it's the moment right before you achieve something great. And sorry guys, now I have kids screaming right there. There's a school right above us. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I wouldn't want to sound like I figured it all out. Very far from that. I don't have a lot of things figured out. I still struggle with the purpose, in a sense, with careers and things that I want to do and things I want to explore and realize my potential. I still want to work towards making a family. I just don't want to ever perceive this, even with potential difficulties, as a downside, as something that is a step back, because it's absolutely not. I know I'm going to title this video as starting my life over in a way, in a sense, but it's true. I am starting my life over, but it's definitely a leap forward. Even with tons of problems and disadvantages, I truly believe it is a leap forward. And there's lots of joy that I have in my life, even while having lots of challenges. I hope you enjoyed my story. I hope it's not going to be too crazy, too many jumps and deviations from the story. It was harder to tell than I was expecting, to be quite honest. I can do definitely more stories and talking videos. I can cover things in more details. Let me know if you have any questions, if there's something that I maybe missed or you're still interested in. Let me know. And I hope that, again, this story will just give you a little bit of hope, a little bit of faith in life and in its events, and that it's really all up to us. You either take the opportunity or leave it. I always wanted to feel like I never want to regret everything I've done in my life, and there's a lot of things that I've done that I'm not proud of, but I'm not going to let myself ever regret that, because this what made me who I am today. This led me to this path today, and I'm immensely grateful for everything in my life. And I just hope that everyone can find something to be grateful about And even in the time of struggle, I hope that there will be faith and hope that life has something special for all of us. Just have to be patient and seize the opportunity when it comes our way. I think that's gonna be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and until the next time, bye guys.